Hi, Gilles. Some people think what we are doing here was rather inappropriate, claiming that serious philosophy had nothing to do with puppetry. So I was wondering, how does it feel for you being a puppet?
That's a tough question. Before answering, I would have to understand what a puppet actually is.
You have written quite a bit about puppets. You should have at least some notion.
You mean the things I said about the marionette theater?
Exactly.
They mostly concern the issue of power. That is the relation between humans, but also between humans and things, which obviously includes puppets. Kleist wrote an admirable text on the subject. It deals with the lines according to which the puppeteer moves the marionette, and it talks about the complex forms and patterns that this entails, a rhizome or weave, literally drawing together the strings or rods that move the puppet and the actor's nerves fibers.
Same old story. I ask something quite concrete, and you come up with networks, intensities, and effects. Couldn't you stick with the puppets?
Forgive me, I was rather fascinated with Kleist's way to decipher and depict the interactions between the puppeteer's body and the marionette. If you insist on the puppet, I would say it is a thing to think with.
Here again, you will need to explain.
Well, you cannot think in isolation. When you think, you're never alone. You're never the first and never the last. Thinking always starts in the middle, in the interbeing, that is between things, between humans, and also between humans and things, which again includes puppets.
No wonder this continues to remind me of the rhizome.
But there is more. Just look at the stuff I wrote before my collaboration with Felix. There was difference and repetition as well as logic of sense. But there were also my books about Bergson, Proust, Nietzsche, Sacher-Masoch, Spinoza, and so on and so forth.
We have been here before. You allude to the fact that in order to do philosophy, you always need a partner, a double?
Yes, but this is not just about the need to talk. What I'm after is an authentic theater, a theatrum philosophicum, based on the method of dramatization. This theater is meant, on the one side, to rehearse characters and concepts, perhaps even conceptual persona, from the history of philosophical thought, seeing and hearing them as if they were actors on stage. Please remember also how in the third chapter of Thousand Plateaus I refer to the model of the puppet theater when staging a particularly epistemological dialogue of the dead involving Cuvier, Geoffroy, Perrier, and so on. On the other side, the theatrical form allows for developing, by means of rehearsals and repetitions, a new kind of thinking, by engendering unexpected deviations, variations and differences. In this sense, the theatrum philosophicum is not primarily about representation, it is crucially tied to performance and practice.
It's getting pretty abstract again. I'm somewhat surprised. I had always thought your theater practice was a rather physical one. In an interview concerning your past work about other philosophers, you once stated, I saw myself as taking an author from behind and giving him a child that would be his own offspring, yet monstrous. It was really important for it to be his own child, because the author had to actually say all I had him saying.
That's odd. This pretty much sounds like a description of the situation I am in right now, as an author and as a puppet.
And there you go. Thank you for answering my question eventually.